Again, this is one of the openly available data set. It is available, freely available. You can search for this. Is 118 years popular data set of Kerala monsoon. Traditionally, if you do load this file in the Python framework and each and every task, if you do, assume that it will take a 3-hour. Okay, some basic insights to get from this data set. Let us assume it's going to take around 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Okay, you can drastically save the time by using this code interpreter, data analyst, within 20 to 30 minutes. Always, whenever you load any spreadsheet data set, okay, always it is a good practice to see whatever the strategy, use it in the coding also. Generally, what we do in the writing Python code, read under pandas.read CSV, we read the file. It's a good practice to see the head of the data and also check the size of the data, right? That also you have to do it here. Read the file and display the first 5 records. How many of you have used this? Mostly you have used this, I guess. But you might have used in the general GPT itself, you could have used it. But general GPT is not have the full-fledged capabilities. Maybe it has done some basic level tasks. But if you wanted to take the maximum leverage of these capability, I would advise you to work with the data analyst aspect of ChatGPT. So this is the rainfall data. You could see it is taken from 1901 till 2018 record is there, 118 records. It's showing the head of the data. So monthly, okay, this is monthly average. You could see this is a monthly average. And also we have an annual rainfall. So also there is a one more column called whether that year there is a flood happened or not. That information also there. So the next thing I wanted to check, can you see this step is involving our standard Python code. You are familiar with this, right? We read CSV, reading the file and showing the head of the data. We have 118 rows and 16 columns. Which is the oldest and recent year in the data? Okay, meanwhile, before we further continue with this, I would like to show you the difference between one important aspect. See, the moment that ad came, the first AI software, it has created a lot of buzz. How we wanted to take it in a very sensible manner. The lot of youngsters in the social media and the YouTubers and all, they have created a lot of hype without knowing the technicalities. For them, it is AI, that's all. Okay, something like a magic box for them. They have created a lot of hype. But being in that field, you should take this very responsibly. See, for the company, it is an advertisement. Remember, that is a cognitive AI is a relatively new company. It is a new company. They need investors, they need some promotion. Obviously, it has created a hype. Okay, but at the same time, you should understand what is the reality. Yes, of course, it is going to replace SD1 roles. What is the SD1 role? Software developer one role. What these people, mostly the entry level interns and entry levels, isn't it? Mostly, what these people they will do as director. I have to provide a checklist. Okay, you load the data, you compare this column with this column, and provide so and so plot. Then you perform some visualization chart between these two. You take only these three columns and analyze. You have to tell them consciously they don't have an idea about the domain knowledge and what need to be done. So they can do as directed. This is called system one thinking. System one thinking, something like a automated. Once you set the rules, like you have to do this step one, step two, step three, step four, something like a robotic way, it is going to do it autonomously. When it is going to work autonomously, it's automatically so fast. Even in fact, your LLM models, it is working on system one thing. It's not I am saying. One of the founding member of the LLM OpenAI team, now he is not part of it. One of my favorite leader in AI. There are two people I follow personally for my own personal upskilling and stuff. One is obviously Andrew Ng. The another person is Professor Andrich Karpathy. He was one of the founding member in for the large language ChatGPT founding member. Now he's away. What he mentioned, even the ChatGPT is having system one thinking, which has already been programmed to give intuitive and fast results. Okay, but people are working in the subsequent models. They are trying to bring system two thinking, but it will take long time. So which is a slow and complex and critical. Software development two roles are slightly based on critical thinking, which requires some experience and domain knowledge. So mostly a product-based company, okay, understanding the person who understands the business requirement as a product manager, as a domain expertise, they only can do the critical task. Okay, so don't worry, Devin is going to replace certain percentage of SD level 1 do as directed task alone. But to replace this, it will take a long time. Okay, even it will not replace it, it is going to be assist for these two people. This is going to be an assistance only. So why I have mentioned this while I am doing this, because what need to be done on this data set, you should have some idea. Okay, randomly you cannot do some experimentation on this, right? You have some idea about how this data has to be visualized, what need to be understood, and so on. Then only you can have meaningful analysis of this. Of course, the engine is very powerful, but what question you have to ask? Okay, if it is a fresher or an intern, if I instruct to say that, okay, I'm telling each year you take, okay, and I'm telling the intern to give me the line plot, okay, maybe the last 5 recent years, 2018, 17, 16, 15, 14, 14 to 2008. I wanted to see the seasonality or a particular trend in this data set, because it's a month wise the data is there. So in the x-axis, I wanted to have January, February up to December. I wanted to see, usually Kerala experience during the monsoon, June to September, it expect a very heavy rainfall, and this portion will be slightly smaller. Okay. Once I give this instruction to my intern, the intern will do the task, right? Now the same instruction you can give it to the code interpreter. what I'm saying. Can you show the line plot with x-axis January to December for recent 5 years, 2014 to 2018, in different colors? Also highlight the year when flood occurs. Not every year flood occurs. Can you see? Yes, yes, yes. So there are certain records. No. So the average timing for each and every small task will be around 15 to 20 seconds. Minimum is 10 to. So the dotted lines for non-flood non-flood years, the non-flood years are 15, 16, 17. The flood years are solid lines. Can you see 2014 and 2018? Solid lines. Even if you want to have unique colors, you can pass instruction. Every year you use unique color for each year. Okay. Show the plot. Show the above plot with unique colors for each year. Even this itself we can understood, but still for 14 and 18, 18 is dark green, this is 18, and this is the relatively light green. Still I could understand, but if you want different colors, you can give the prompt and you can get the things done like this. So if you're all, when you want, whenever easily you can create a documentation, isn't it? If you wanted to create some use case analysis, you are generating the plot and you can save all these files and you can have a documentation either in the form of a PPT file or the Word document. See, this year 2018, even the movie came, right? A recent movie, 2018. We have a movie severely affected 1400 mm during August, end of July and August. The severe flood happened. Another severe flood happened in the year 2014. The rainfall is around 750 millimeter. So mostly during the monsoon season, you could have this pattern. So now I wanted to see what is the other interesting analysis could be. I would like to take annual rainfall with respect to flood and non-flood, right? One is a numeric, another is a categorical. I wanted to see a category-wise box plot. How I do this? Can you show the category-wise box plot showing annual rainfall with respect to the floods? Annual rainfall with respect to flood. So what need to be done on this data set? You should have an idea about different modeling. Whether should I go with the traditional regression based model like something like this? If you wanted to build a regression model, something like annual rainfall as a function of monsoon months. Okay, whether if I predict the annual rainfall, more likely I can predict the flood, or directly you can build a classification model. So all these explorations you can do as part of exploratory analysis over here. So as the initial step, okay, I would like to see whether there is a clear distinction with respect to the annual rainfall. Look at this, the annual rainfall, no flood. The annual rainfall is around 2600 millimeter average value, the median value. Whereas look at the median value for the whenever the flood happens. So there is a very clear distinction. No? So again, annual rainfall alone, I cannot use it for a forecasting task. When it comes to the forecasting task, you can do it like whether flood will happen or not. But to predict that, practically, I have to wait till the end of all the years to get the annual rainfall to predict a flood will happen or not. Practically, it is not for no use, isn't it? So strategically, you have to find out, okay, what is the strategical solution you can think for it. Strategically, what I need to do, first of all, I need to do a forecasting. Okay, use based on the forecasted monsoon month rainfall, then you can predict the annual rainfall, right? It's like a two-stage process. So I need to find out, okay, how I can forecast June rainfall based on the previous months. How I can forecast the July rainfall based on the previous month pattern. If I have a strategy, okay, to forecast June, July, August rainfall, because June, July, August, September is deciding whether flood will happen or not. Accordingly, you create a sub-model in forecasting this in advance before May. Okay, once you have got the result up to May result, once you have done these, now you can plug into the model. You can figure out, okay, whether what is the likelihood of the flood for this month or not. So if the forecast for June, July, August, September is relatively below average, you can relatively you can say that the chance of flood is low. Otherwise, the chance of flood is high. So the detailed analysis you need to do on this. So any particular columns, if there is a correlation is there, or any 2 years there is a correlation, high correlation is there or not, you can do a row-wise correlation or even column-wise correlations. Any specific task you wanted to do, you can tell me as one sample task. You tell me. Let us give a prompt according. Anything, any interesting thing you wanted to see from this table? Let us one craft. We will craft one prompt for it. Remember the context. Based on the context, we need to ask the query, right? That is very important. Understanding the data, comprehending the data or the domain knowledge, because we don't need any specific domain knowledge in this, because we know the rainfall is a very common data. Everybody could easily understand. Nothing complicated columns. Any interesting graph you would like to visualize? Just you tell me. I will put a prompt. We'll get that graph. Okay, I would like to make one analysis. I wanted to investigate how the non-monsoon months looks like. Okay. Whether the heavy rainfall is being reported only during the monsoon, because for these 5 years, only during the monsoon period, the heavy rain is being reported. But still we have 100 years record is there, right? Is there any historical data? Is there non-monsoon months? You have to tell, because the model will not understand, does not have internal knowledge about monsoon month. You have to teach. You have to tell what is monsoon months. In the bracket, I'm going to say how it is being June, August, September. Okay. Is there non-monsoon months experience rainfall? We'll fix some cutoff. Okay. Based on this graph, we'll choose some cutoff. Shall we choose a cutoff 600? Because say above 600, when it experience, we have got floods, right? Around 500 also some flood, that analysis we can do it separately. So now I'm going to give a cutoff like above 600 millimeter rainfall. Is a non-monsoon month of specific years experience rainfall above 600 mm. Okay. If so, okay, I'm posing an additional next question. If so, provide similar line plots with unique colors for flood and non-flood years, isn't it? So what need to be done on the data set? It is in your hand. So the new intern will not understand this automatically unless otherwise getting some critical thinking on this data set. If you tell me what need to be done, why should I recruit you? Because I have a AI capability. What need to be done, that model is going to do. You should have your own critical thinking to come up with your own questions. What need to be done on this? So is there non-monsoon months of specific year experience rainfall above 600 mm? If so, provide similar line plot with unique colors for flood and non-flood years. Let us see how this is going to come up with. It appears that there were no years in the dataset where non-monsoon months January, February, March, April experienced rainfall above. Very nice, isn't it? So maybe let me lower the cutoff. Let me lower the cutoff. Let me maybe 500 mm. So one understanding, one insight we have got. Apart from monsoon months, other months never experience 600 mm. June, July, August, we are not common enough to exceed 500 mm. So rest other months were not experiencing above 500. Okay. Like this, you can ask a specific questions, because once you get clarify, you know what, in exploratory analysis, you need to, there are two stages is there. Two key questions you need to ask. What are the two key questions you should ask to the code interpreter for any kind of data? You need to ask these two questions. Number one, what happened? I'm trying to investigate what happened, isn't it? What happened? I'm asking, is the, according to the historical data, is there any year experience during the non-monsoon period experience 500 mm or not? This is one of the questions to understand what happened. So your entire what happened question is moving towards your exploratory analysis. Next stage, you have to investigate what will happen. Now you have to play between the variables. Whether your annual rainfall is highly influenced by your monsoon months. June, July, August strongly correlates. Okay, because majority 80% of the total rainfall is contributed by June, July, August, September months. Because the rest other months are experiencing very negligible amount. Look at this: 824, 743, 357, and the remaining months are around 160, 174. So in case if I'm going to relate something like annual rainfall as a function of June, July, August, September, okay, will I get a very close prediction of the annual rainfall? That investigation will go on. What will happen? What will happen? We'll try to give a solution for bivariate analysis. How one variable affect another variable. And again, whether I can forecast the June rainfall from the previous initial onset of how this year has started. Whether this monsoon, Kerala is going to receive high rainfall or moderate rainfall or very high rainfall, whether flood is possible or not. When we need to decide, we need to do it well before May month. Then only I can forecast for this year. This year monsoon is yet to start in another 2 months, right? So April month data we are collecting, right? Now, sparingly Kerala will get a very sparingly some rainfall here and there will happen, but not like a monsoon time. May month also you collect the record. So once you have the April and May, whether April, May month will influence June month rainfall or not, that analysis I need to do it. What will happen? So once you have complete these two analysis, you will have a complete picture about what kind of data-driven solution you can provide with the help of this data set. And you can provide a solution to your client. So this is a client, assume this is a client data set and you can provide a solution. What kind of a model could be an app for? So for a flood warning system, assume that you are building a project on a flood warning system. So this initial level analysis, your data analyst is doing it no matter time. Okay, instead of spending writing your coding, no code, right? It's almost like a no code platform. Once you understand the logic with the critical thinking, even without a coding experience, you can analyze your data, isn't it? Any question on this data set? Any other exploration if you wanted to? So all sort of plots are possible. Okay, whichever the plot you conventionally do with Python coding, whether it's a pie chart or bar chart, but here there is no scope for bar chart. Okay, maybe we can do a pie chart. Let us try to do a pie chart. How I wanted to do a pie chart. Let me. Can you give a pie chart? Can you give a pie chart for the year 2018? Okay, with percentage of rainfall for each month in the slice. Can you give a pie chart for the year 2018 with the percentage of, instead of millimeter of rainfall, I'm asking to convert the millimeter to percentage. Just you have to divide with the total, right? You'll get a percentage. The slice of pie. Nobody will forget 2018, 31.30, nearly 32% of the rainfall, the entire annual rainfall, August month alone is recorded. Put together July and August, 54, 55% near. Rest other months were contributed very, very less. Okay. If you don't want this green color, you can give again another prompt. You can specify that each slice with a different unique colors. You can specify. You can have more colorful pie chart. So, what kind of analysis you wanted to do is your creativity is the limit. Creativity is the limit. You can do lots of interesting queries. Your code interpreter is waiting for your command to perform the task. Sometimes if your query is too lengthy, try to break down the query into two portions. After seeing the intermediate result, then you can ask the next level query. When it suppose sometimes this one it's infinitely running it. Okay, you try to halt it, interrupt the interrupter, and then you can ask